Hello, and welcome to Voice Finder, where we talk about the ugly subject of childhood sexual assault. We talk about it, we understand it, we solve the problem. My name is Renee Belinda Cooper. I am a survivor of childhood sexual assault. I'm here to help open up the understanding and share behind our silence. In today's show, I'm going to talk about the repressed memories. Repressed memories are probably the most common place is on a child being sexually assaulted. The background on it, the history on it is in the books. It's common for us to repress this memory. It's too traumatic at the time for us to deal with it. And because we're young, the memories don't even last very long before they're repressed. From the books that I read, it seemed to be that an elementary school child would repress the memories somewhere around 24 hours, one day. So an overnight trip could already mean that the memories are repressed. For a junior high child, which is what I was, it's about 7 days. And for myself, I would say that I had the memories. I only remember having the actual assault memories for a few days when I was trying to figure out what to do. I couldn't tell my family because my family's, well, good intentions, in my belief, would have made it worse. You know, I believed that then when I was 13, and I believe it now that I've come out and I've talked to my family and I've told them, you know, what I've been going through and really what it is that I want to do now, where I'm trying to find my voice and I'm trying to open up the truth and solve this problem, because we don't need to be hidden behind the silence and the shame. It doesn't serve anybody but the rapist, and we don't want that. We want our children to be able to grow up without, you know, this handicap that's infects our lives in so many different ways. And right now, our culture, we do not completely understand it. There are twists that we're taking in one way that actually mean something very different. So as I'm opening up these truths that I've been finding, you know, give me a minute to let you digest a little bit that's differently from what you've been taught or thinking before. We don't need to be hidden behind the silence and the shame. It doesn't serve anybody but the rapist, and we don't want that. We want our children to be able to grow up without, you know, this handicap that's infects our lives in so many different ways. So, and in high school, it's about 10 days that the repressed memories will be repressed. And this is what happens, at least this is what happened with me, was I lost the memories of the physical assault. And yet I knew that I hated him and I distrusted him, and I knew that my family was forcing me to be around people that I did not feel safe with. You know, I knew that when I walked out my door, a rapist would be waiting for me. And even though I didn't have the memories of him having raped me before, I knew that a rapist was waiting for me. And I acted accordingly. You know, I didn't go outside without a protection dog, you know, or I went out with a member of my family. But if I went out with a member of my family, I had to be careful about that, because without even thinking, they could leave me alone. You know, they could leave me vulnerable. So when the memories repressed, all of these safety combinations came in. I knew that until I decided if somebody was safe or not, they were not getting within 40 feet of me. That I was going to create a physical difference. If they can't touch me, they can't attack me again. You know, so that's what I went into. I went into a huge defense mode. And I tried really not to show it, because I believed that if they saw that I was afraid, if the rapist saw that I was afraid, or if other abusers saw, they would try to take advantage of that. And the truth of the matter is that is what they do. You know, there is a huge, huge reason why almost all the children like me that were raped by one were almost always raped by another. You know, that the rapist know more than parents do on this subject, and that's a dangerous combination. They understand about the shame and the blame better. But today I'm trying to talk about repressed memories. Okay, so after my memories repressed, you know, I left with all these weird combinations, and I didn't know that everybody didn't have those. I mean, I didn't know that everybody didn't know that rapists were running free all over the place, that we had to make sure that we were in a safe, well-lit area at all times, or we moved in and out very quickly. You know, I didn't know that that was different from everyone else. It wasn't a subject that was really brought up. And in my 20s, when my memories kept trying to come back up, you know, and I had one flashback in my 20s, then I pushed them down because, you know, I wasn't really taught the tools to know that I had a mental problem. I know that sounds funny, but you know, when we have a mental problem like that, we get strange ideas that come popping through our heads. And in our society, in the way that we're raised and we're brought up, well, you know, weird things, weird ideas, you know, we just shake them off and move on, right? I mean, we don't dwell on them. We don't want to do that. So, you know, but there are times when we really need to dwell on them. Maybe dwell is the wrong word, but we need to take a look. We need to start to understand why we're getting certain ones. You know, I think that me being attracted to a man that was gay, it was not at all an unusual combination for somebody with my repressed memories. My energy fell away. And when other people would come towards me, if they were sexually attracted to me, they felt unsafe to me. They felt dangerous to me. So that was not a person that I was going to connect with because they didn't feel safe to me. But a man that I met when I was in my early 20s and hadn't come out of the closet yet, he felt safe to me. And the reason that he felt safe to me was because he didn't have that energy that felt like it was going to attack me at all times. You know, and it's different for those whose energy went out of control than for like me who shut down. There's very little in the books on the shutdown side. So maybe part of this is I want to be able to leave a path for me's that are behind me, okay? Headaches are a big one. You know, that the headaches building into migraines before the memories come in, really common. You know, my headaches were getting so bad, I was going to the doctor all the time. They were doing 9 million tests on me, and the best that they would do would be increase my medication so that I felt it less. They could not find the problem because they were not looking in the right location. You know, there are a lot of us out there that this is what happens. You know, we get into a situation of being medicated more and more and more because, you know, the headaches are not going away, they're getting worse. Well, they're getting worse because the memories are trying to get through and we are pushing them back down. You know, so if we open this up in our society, maybe that will open us up to when those headaches begin, to let those memories come in so that we can then begin the process of healing. The headaches coming in and just increasing their build into migraines is a really, really common thing for us to have happen to us. And as mine would build, I just went to the doctors and the doctors checked further and further, and you know, they ended up not being able to figure out what the cause of it was. They just gave me more medication. It camouflaged, but never got at the root of what the problem was, where the